Hello, everyone. We are now live chatting with Dr. Stevel show. And tonight we are going to bring you the Women of Tribute. Our first guest tonight is straight from out west. She's sorry, I got this. Kat Fullerton. She's an award-winning Marilyn Monroe impersonator and tribute artist. She can honestly say she is the best Marilyn Monroe impersonator within hundreds of miles/kilometers of her location.
That's correct. I am located somewhere up near the Arctic Circle in northern British Columbia, Canada.
A Canadian Marilyn Monroe.
That's right.
So when you go like, "Happy birthday, Mr. President,"
Happy
is that how it works?
Mr. Prime Minister.
Yeah, no, before this COVID virus happened, you had a musical gig. You had a show, a tour you were going on?
I was literally, Steve. So I worked for a company called Jubilations Dinner Theatre, which if you live in Western Canada, British Columbia, Alberta, you might be familiar with. There's 3 locations, one in Calgary, one in Edmonton, one in Winnipeg. And it's about a 400-seat dinner theater, and we do these jukebox musicals. I worked for them for a long time, but I've been out of the game for 3-4 years. And I got offered a show again, and I was more than ready to go back on the road. And it was actually an understudy, like a takeover role. A girl was dropping out, and I was going to take over for her. So I was stepping into an already established show. So I got all the materials. I rehearsed, in my bedroom for 2 months. I got the show down pat, drove to Edmonton, had 3 days of rehearsal, got the show up and running, did 3 performances, and we got canceled due to COVID.
Wow. So how was it? You guys were all there doing your shows, and then they say, "I'm sorry, but we're just going to cancel this for like a week, or two."
There was only about a month left because the runs in each city are usually 10 to 12 weeks. And there was, I believe, 5 weeks left of this run at the point where I was going to be stepping into it. And so we had 4 weeks left of the run. We actually got canceled on Friday the 13th.
Of course.
It turned into our closing night. And I was very, very sad because I put in a lot of hard work. And I quit my day job, which I was so thrilled to do. And yeah, I did 3 shows and we got canceled. And the nature of this company, because it's, a 400-seat theater where everybody is, sitting shoulder to shoulder, I don't know if they'll ever reopen. So that might have been my retirement from dinner theater.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's too bad because you're so excited about this.
I'm so excited. And it was a 50s jukebox musical. It was called Old Time Rock and Roll. And my character, because the girl who I took over for we were very, very different. And I wanted to bring my own flair to the role anyway. So I was like, well, it's a 50s show. I might as well bring like my Marilyn aesthetic to this part. And I always wanted to do a Marilyn show at Jubilations, and I wasn't at this level though of my impersonation when I worked there. But if I go back, I would love for them to give me a Marilyn part so I could really just do what I do best. And so I brought my Marilyn aesthetic to the part, which I was very, very pleased with myself. I had to fight a little bit to do that. The writer director wasn't actually really keen on the idea, but I did it anyway. And I'm really glad I did.
Oh, cool. And that was accepted really well for the 3 days that you did it.
For the 3 days, everybody who, the couple of hundred of people who actually saw the show really enjoyed it. My fellow cast members were so gracious and welcoming me, and everyone seemed really excited to get to see me do. And again, a lot of people who I knew from back in the day hadn't seen me. Basically, I left Jubilations in like 2016, and as soon as I left them, I started my career as a professional Marilyn Monroe impersonator, and have grown so much since then. So a lot of my old friends hadn't seen my progress, so they were super excited to see how far I've come and how much I've grown, which meant a lot to me. Steve, I'm gonna cry this whole thing. Ah,
There you go, just in case.
ah. But yeah, so I'm really happy that I got to do my thing, even if it was just for those 3 shows. Like if I had to go out on my own terms, I did.
Wow, yeah. It kind of like hit us at a really bad time because I kind of got a little bit of an act happening from Vegas as well, and I was ready to like do a couple shows and whatnot. It was all booked, but everything just boom exploded.
Yeah.
Things were just going really well. And now, like, what does one do? Like, especially if they're an entertainer like yourself.
Yeah. But we don't know how our industry is going to recover, if at all. Like everything's going to be different in every industry going forward. Things are never going to go back to normal. Back to normal.
Normal.
Yeah.
What is normal? I'm gonna now release the freaking murder hornets. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Inside.
We made that happen. Everyone was joking about this being the next level of Jumanji, and then they've released the murder hornets.
Yeah, those things are quite scary. I think it started off in the BC area, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
What do you think's going to come out in June? What do you think's going to be the next level?
Shark parakeets or something.
Oh God, with flying piranhas, something like that.
Yep, flying piranhas. There we go. That would work.
Murder hornets. I'm going to go with something weather phenomenon. I'm going to say lava tornadoes.
Lava tornadoes. I like that.
Yeah, the tornadoes are going to go over the active volcanoes, pick up the lava, and then it's just going to be like a laser.
Like a laser, like Sharknado, right?
Yeah, Sharknado, but with lava. Lava-nados.
Hot liquid magma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got to be cool. Something. This year is just bonkers.
Every month, something new happens.
No, it's unreal. It's so surreal too. That's the other thing. When we did get canceled, like we found out, of course, before this show started on the Friday night, our general manager came in, and of course we're all heartbroken. Like that's the last thing we want to do is close, but it's for the greater good. And so we're all just bawling our eyes out. I forget the point of my story.
We were talking about like a lava net, but no, surreal.
Oh, how surreal it was. And that's after, we got the announcement and I had a good cry. And then, you got to rally, the show must go on. But starting right that minute until now, all we can say to each other is like, it's so weird. It's so weird that this is happening. Like, I shouldn't be here right now. I should be in Winnipeg by now, doing halfway through the Winnipeg end of this run. And I'm home here. It's so weird. Yeah.
Like I wanted to get off work and I thought this would be a great time for vacation, but now I'm just like getting fatter and fatter and it's just not working.
I don't mind doing nothing, but when it's my choice.
Yeah.
Like when nothing is a luxury.
Like when I get normally when I got the time off work, I would travel and I've got the opportunity, but we can't go anywhere.
Nope. And that's another thing that's going to change again. And who knows when we'll ever be able to travel. Like I put my money down for the Real Awards for next year in Las Vegas, which is February 2021. And to me, that seems optimistic. Like that'll be a real sort of tester that things are sort of back to normal, as if I can get on a plane and I can go to Vegas and go to the Real Awards.
Yeah, I think that's yeah, a lot of people looking at September or something for things to start picking up slowly.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, hopefully.
Hopefully, again, we need a vaccine. That's going to be that we can at least start to.
Vaccine. But you're pretty well safe in Walmart if you go there, that's for sure. Because people that go there, they just don't get sick.
No, I guess not.
The frontline workers and whatnot. And all the celebs out there telling us to stay home. I mean, that's really great. But the fact is their homes are bigger than, our neighborhoods. So It's kind of easier that way.
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate where I am. Like we're in British Columbia, we actually have the lowest percentage of COVID cases, I think, in the world, because we're pretty isolated. And I don't know, nobody here has it up where I am. So we're pretty lucky. We're still all staying home and doing what we can. And, masks and wash your hands and all that. I don't know about you guys, but I was washing my hands and using toilet paper before it was cool.
Right? Yeah, I know. That was kind of a weird concept.
I don't know what everyone else was doing.
Like I was self-isolating long before it was cool. So
Right?
it's like, this is cool. But now that everyone's doing it, I don't feel special anymore. Now I just like want to leave.
I know. Well, I'm a massive introvert, so it's like I was already in my room and I wasn't going to go out anyway. But again, I like doing it by choice, not because I've been told to. Don't tell me what to do.
Right, exactly. I mean, I caught up on binge watched a bunch of series, but then after that, I got bored after a couple of weeks. I don't even want to look at any more new TV shows or anything.
Yeah. I'm nostalgia is a big comfort to a lot of people. So, I've been going back. Actually, my current obsession is on YouTube. They have all the old episodes of Unsolved Mysteries from the 90s.
Ooh.
So I've been rewatching a lot of Unsolved Mysteries, which is funny because the first one I tuned into, I just picked a random episode and it was about a guy who got murdered in my hometown in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Was it ever solved?
Nope. No, he picked up a hitchhiker, and then the hitchhiker killed him, took his identity, and took off. So they know what happened, but they'll never find the guy who did it because it's a mystery.
Okay, we've got Lori Dewar. She says, I'm just hoping for September for things to recover.
Yeah, me too. Again, I don't even know what my next move is going to be.
Avoid Dollar Generals, okay.
Oh, the dollar store? People are nuts.
Dollar store around here is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Our Costco here. Hi, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Our Costco here is amazing. Like, they're so organized and they're so clean. And, like, you have to wait outside in a line like you're at the club. But it takes, like, 2 minutes to get, because everyone's just getting what they need in and out. So, like, I stood in line and there was a huge long line almost around the building, and it literally took me about 3 minutes to get in. And then they're directing the lines. Like, I think we're going to keep a lot of these practices going after this, and for good reasons, because a lot of stuff is really, I love the no kid rule.
No kid rule?
I love that. People are discouraged from bringing their small children into stores and everything. Now, some people have to because they don't have any other options, and that's fine. But I wouldn't be mad if they kept that rule.
It's not a bad rule, except for all those parents out there now. They're going to be angry and, shaking their fists at me and you.
I understand that not everybody is lucky enough to be able to not take their kids. I'm sure they want to get away from their kids just as much.
Right? I'm pretty sure that the parents are all going to start working on the vaccine now.
Yeah, right. Get my kids back in school now.
Exactly. Okay, we've got Eve. She says instead of sewing costumes, she's making masks. That's cool.
I hear that a lot from a lot of my fellow creative people. I wish I knew how to sew. I might have to learn just to start doing that. One of my friends who's a makeup artist here in town is making like 100 masks a day.
That's cool. And what do? They distribute it? They sell it?
I believe she's selling some of them, and I believe she donated a bunch to the local healthcare workers as well.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. That's all right. I just got a call that I'm actually going to be going back to work at the beginning of June.
How do you feel about that?
Kind of ready, but the place I work at Ford Motor Company on the line, and there's a lot of people that are not too bright there. I mean, like, we've got rocks in my garden that's smarter than half these people.
Are these people who are too dumb to be replaced by robots?
Oh, geez, man, the robots would be better. I mean,
I would say personally, it would take a really stupid robot to replace me.
We got the type of thing that, when people are useless after they make their like 90-day trials, and some of them then they start to develop the attitude, you can't get rid of them because of the union. And these are the people that get passed around from job to job because they're so useless. And like I've had to work with a few, and it's like they can't do it. So it's like, yeah, you just sit there. I'll do the heavy work. Just stay the hell away from me. Yeah, and these guys just like squeak by.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's the time for COVID to visit them. They probably come, how you doing? Man, it's all good.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So how did you decide you want to become a Marilyn Monroe impersonator? Why Marilyn?
I like to say my profession evolved from my obsession. because I've always been a fan. And she's so fascinating. Like I'm not just an impersonator. I consider myself a Marilyn Monroe expert. I'm sitting right beside it. I have an entire library of just about every book. I've seen every movie. There's not a picture I haven't seen. She's so fascinating. And I always had an acting background, musical theater. And I'm a good mimic overall. Like I can do impressions, and something I had a strength in. So I focused my energies there. And I started, honestly, I'm seeing Facebook memories pop up where I was doing little Maryland gigs like 10, 12 years ago, where I was really trying to like dip my toe into it and like, can I do this? Is this something that, people are even interested in watching? And then, my dreams got crushed a little bit, and I sort of gave up on that, and my life took a different direction. And then after I did my last show at Jubilations, I was sort of like, it's now or never, because like there's going to be a time limit on this particular character, so I can't do it forever. Although I know lots of impersonators who do Marilyn up into their 50s and 60s, so I have lots of time still. But like, if I really want to do it, I got to do it now. So I just made the decision that I was a professional and started investing in my craft.
All right. So you sing as well, not just like go around going happy birthday, Mr. President.
Honestly, that's most of what I do. I would say, like, I do other impressions, I do cosplay, I do other celebrities, but Marilyn's the only girl who ever made me money. And the main thing I make money on is doing happy birthday singing telegrams. So that's my bread and butter.
So how's that work? Is it live or is it virtual?
I haven't done a virtual one yet. I'm gonna have to start to look into that, because that's the way all this stuff is going. Up until now, it's been live. It's been local wherever I'm at. I have an ad on Kijiji. I have a website, and people would contact me, and I'd get their details and show up at their location and happy birthday, Mr. President. And yeah, I've done a lot of those.
Is it pretty safe to do that? Like to go to strange houses as Marilyn?
I've never felt hesitance. If I had one guy once, and I didn't do it, but I had one guy reply to my Kijiji ad. He was like, "Hey, I'm interested. Let me know." And I was like, "Okay, do you need, what is it for, what's the time and date? Is it a happy birthday? Who's it for?" All my standard questions. And he was like, "How much for a one-on-one with a sexy starlet?" And I was like, delete.
Sweet. I contacted Lassie.
So he got blocked real quick, because I am a performer, not a prostitute.
Right, I know. It's so you get some strange ones. So I thought there would be a bit more strange.
That's the only time I've ever felt any kind of like creep. I've been pretty lucky.
You quit your job for to travel, but then you got like COVID and went back. Did your job they reopen or they closed down?
Well, it's so funny because I took like just a part-time retail job at the mall, which was fine. It was for I worked at a lingerie store, which I really enjoyed the job itself. I won't tell you which store it was, but it was French for the Senza. But here's the tea. La Senza's fully going bankrupt. They were fully going bankrupt months before this happened. So they're probably so stoked that this happened, because it gave them an excuse to shut down every single store that wasn't like, oh, it's from the COVID, not our gross incompetency. So I do not think, especially the one up here in the middle of nowhere, it's never going to reopen.
Okay, we've got someone else here online that just showed up.
Bob Licenza, am I in trouble?
Hello, gorgeous. How are you? God. Enough is enough. What's going on?
I love your hair.
Thank you. It's all natural. Thank you.
Me too.
I have COVID hair. I haven't been able to see my hairstylist. It's terrible. I've always been very natural, so I'm letting it do its thing.
There you go. All natural.
You look so beautiful. I don't know how you stay so beautiful through all of this. You look fantastic.
Spackle over sandpaper.
Oh, wow. Well, gee, maybe I should try that. I'm sorry I'm late. I was downstairs in my mall just admiring all of my costumes and my awards. And, I had to stop and have some ice cream. So, yeah. I know. Sorry.
Of course.
Maybe I'll invite you to my mall sometime.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah, it's like a historic little street. It's like a historic main street. I even have a place for all my dolls. Marilyn, you would love to come see my dolls.
Love that.
Yeah, I even have my first doll that used to be a water bottle. We were so poor, I didn't have a doll. So I had a water bottle, and a friend of mine actually knitted a dress for my water bottle, my hot water bottle, and that was my doll.
Oh, and did she keep you warm at night?
I love her to pieces. I mean, well, she's actually torn apart, but that's okay. So what did I miss? What's happening?
Welcome, Melody.
Hello. Hi, Dr. Stevil.
Hello, how are you? We were just chatting with Kat about our profession and what happened now that the COVID came in.
I was telling him how I just went on tour and did 3 shows, and my show got canceled, and I had to come home.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And yourself, Melody, you are not only a Barbara Streisand tribute artist, but you also do Lady Gaga as well.
I do. Gaga is so much fun because I like to play piano.
I love Gaga.
I like to play piano and sing.
Melody sings like an angel.
Yeah, I've done research on you, and you're like a vocal teacher, and you've been in a band or two, which you actually led.
Oh yeah, I love to. I'm very much like Barbara in the fact that I like to have control over my own projects.
I do like being my own boss.
It's pretty cool until it comes.
I had like a funk R&B, and we would do like all these B-sides, deep funk.
I was in a funk band.
What? That's
cool. It's called Funk in Your Trunk.
That sounds fun.
It was. I only did 1 show.
Oh, wow. But did you record it?
I don't think so. It was a long time ago.
I was going to say, now is the time to like revisit those old projects and hobbies and things.
Band back together.
Let's get the band back together.
Well, you know me, I always want to be a blues brother. So yeah, let's get the band back together.
Right. And you did that a couple summers ago.
Yeah. Well, Lynn LaFrance, who's one of our fellow impersonator friends, he does Johnny Cash, and he does Elwood Blues professionally at Universal Studios. And he made one of my little dreams come true in an 80s party at the Sunburst Convention, and I got to be a blues brother with him.
That's pretty cool.
It was so fun.
Have you ever done a June Carter? Because I think you'd be really great at that too.
Lynn wants me to be his June Carter as well. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard for me to work in the States though, because I'm Canadian, and you have to get a visa and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So it's awful.
Sorry. Easier for me to stay up north.
Yeah, I mean, we got free healthcare.
My neck of the woods in Minnesota, we'll just swim you across. Actually, there's like this little bit of land. You just go around a gate, and then I can let you in.
sneak me in under your coat.
Just sneak you in.
Yeah.
I mean, you sound like you could be American in your accent.
Well,
yeah.
Your Minnesota accent also sounds very Canadian.
That's what I thought. Say boat. Yeah. Oh, I have to go take the boat down.
No.
I'd like a glass of milk. Okay, that's a weird one. Or big. Put something in the bag for me.
What we do is, because I studied this, I went to television school in Calgary, actually with a degree in television production.
Oh, fun.
And we had to take voice classes to learn the mid-Atlantic accent for newscasting. Which, if you don't know what that is an accent that does not exist. It's literally midway between England and America, and it's the one that newscasters use to sound sort of generic and very professional. And it's all rounded vowels. Today, our top story, which is funny because it's actually from Maryland as well.
Our top story.
Our top story tonight here on the news.
Oh my God.
But that Marilyn over-enunciated a lot of her stuff as well. So it's actually quite similar to that. Hard consonants and rounded vowels.
Cool.
I'm getting all hot and bothered.
Because what Canadians do and what Minnesotans do as well is we flatten all our vowels.
Yes.
So instead of saying to, I'm going to the store, we say ta. I'm going to the store.
I'm to the store.
Yeah. I'm going to the store for a cup of coffee.
I make fun of these accents, and I love it.
Again, I'm a good mimic, so I don't have a good ear for pitch for singing, but I have a good ear for accents.
What you're always in tune. What?
I need some lessons from you. I come from the school of what I lack in pitch, I make up for in power.
I like what I lack in pitch, I make up for in tits. No,
Gotta get rid of your name tag down there.
Is this a PG show? What kind of show is this?
Yeah. Melody's here.
What's happening?
It's live. You can say whatever you want. I can't delete it or bleep it.
It's like Canadian TV or radio. You guys can throw F-bombs or whatever and you don't get censored.
Really?
I've heard, I listen to, Sirius radio and I hear some stuff that I'm like, wow, that didn't get beeped. That's pretty good.
From Canada?
Yeah, we're a little more relaxed, a little more mature about it.
Yeah, you don't make a big deal out of a bad word.
No, I don't like censorship because the more you restrict a word, the more power you give it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
And it's not the word, it's the intention behind the word.
Ooh.
Right?
The bird is the word. I love it.
Bird.
How are you liking doing your live show, Melody? Because you and I both do live shows like out of our house.
I love it. It's my therapy.
Right? I do too. I would do it even if nobody's watching. I say that every time. I'm like, thanks for tuning in to watch me sing and cry.
I know. I just make up sponsors.
Yeah. I have.
Thank you for. I just live my fantasy life.
Right. That's the thing is you gotta. That whole dress for the job that you want.
Right. That's.
But yeah, I treat my show like a real show. I have a theme song. I have an intro. I have my sponsors that are not my real sponsors, but I always thank Barefoot Wine and FashionNova.com and everybody who makes my show possible. Because you never know. You never know where that's going to lead.
I want to thank the paint on the walls and the plant behind me for making this show possible.
Thank you, Mrs. Spook Show, for this beautiful wig.
I thought
that was more about both of your shows that you do now.
You go ahead, Melody. I've been talking.
I was admiring Kat's wig. I'm sorry, what?
Isn't it beautiful?
I think you just need to have something shiny, and then I'll go, what? I'm sorry. Répétez.
Tell us about your show, where we can find it.
Well, you can find it any random night when I'm not working or I feel like it. Well, for sure Monday nights around 8:30. And it's been going it's going to be tonight, Friday night. So I know it's either Thursday or Friday. It's kind of a wild card. I would really like to have set days and time, but just considering the situation we're in, that feels like a lot. But for sure, Mondays.
You still work a lot.
I do. I like to be busy, so.
Yeah, I lost my job and I got nowhere else to be. So
yeah,
that's my show. So my show's every Tuesday at 2 Pacific time on Facebook through either my Almost Maryland page or just I share it to my page and to the Quarantine Board and the Sunburst. Anybody who I'm like share.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I do it every Tuesday at 2. And when I wake up on a Tuesday, I'm like, oh, I got a show today.
I love that.
I invested so much in it. I got a new ring light.
Wow, it looks fabulous.
Phone, which I got the old-fashioned style. Oh,
I miss the hairbrush. There's something about. I'm serious. Like the do-it-yourself.
The Judy Garland. We're gonna put on a show in the barn.
You know what I mean? That's hilarious. Yeah. I like when that crap kind of falls apart because I think it's so funny. I'm like,
I made a neon sign that I used, and it fully just fell. I haven't used it the last 2 shows. No one said anything, but it completely just fell apart.
That's fantastic. I think you just got to put as a part of your shtick. That's like the end, like the sign in.
Yeah, maybe I will. Yeah, well, because one of my other gigs that I do a lot. Not right now, but we have a local burlesque company and I'm their MC, which I always say is a great gig for me because I can get up on stage with a microphone and talk and tell jokes and stick around, no problem. Don't make me take my clothes off. That's not my wheelhouse. The other girls in the show, they will get fully naked, but don't make me talk on stage.
That's wild.
So it's a great fit for me. And then sort of my brand and, my style has evolved for the past couple of years. And I'm sort of, my brand, I like to say, is like lovable fuck up. Because like, I have everything. I have a clipboard with everything written on it for the entire show, and it's right in front of me, and I'll still fuck it up somehow.
I love that.
Yeah, you make a joke and you're old and people love it. It's relatable.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I sang and I had sang or sung in burlesque shows. I couldn't, take off my skivvies, but I would do like comedic songs and stuff and Betty Hutton type stuff. Arthur Murray, Tommy dancing in a hurry. And we had a live band and I would be dancing around and acting all goofy and doing all this physical comedy stuff. And
yeah,
really fun. I miss that.
I love it. We're hopefully going to I watched an online burlesque show the week before, that the head of our company was one of the guest performers in that. So I watched it to see sort of what the format is and to see how it's evolving and like if that's something that we could really do. And she wants to do a crack at it. So hopefully we're going to get organized enough that we can start doing online.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
And then I can be the MC, just like this, right? Like, ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Mendez. Woo!
Well, there are burlesque people on Instagram, and having featured guests doing the same thing. Like the MC is there, and then the artist is in their residence, and they're like dancing or doing some striptease or something, and it comes back to the MC. Like it's completely doable.
Yeah. And I found one of the really interesting benefits of this kind of format is you can have featured artists from all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
That dancer from Quebec who could never afford to come out here and do her award-winning number, you're in her living room.
It's amazing. Right. That's crazy. I hope people will want to go out and see us live at some point.
I hope everyone doesn't take for granted anymore.
I know. I hope they're not expecting it for free either. Like, they do all these free shows online.
Well, you have a virtual tip jar for your show, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, because we were talking about that too. Because I don't, because I feel like I'm workshopping a lot of stuff. I feel like it's almost to my benefit to do these shows.
Yeah.
And I know you guys. I don't know if you guys how our government has been very generous with us as far as relief funding and all that. And I'm in a place where like I don't have to pay rent, so like I'm okay. I feel bad asking for money because I don't need it. And
your government is kinder to people in the arts than my government.
Literally, I applied for relief funding, and I'm not kidding you. It was the easiest thing ever. It was 3 clicks. It was like birth date, click here, done.
Wow.
It was unreal.
That's like a government who actually cares for their people. I wouldn't know what that's like.
I can't imagine.
Sneak across the border if you'd like.
I'm like laughing and crying at the same time.
And then, are people taking the COVID things seriously where you are? Like, our numbers are super low here in BC. Like, we're still distancing, and some people are wearing masks, but
yes and no. I mean, where I work, most of the people aren't wearing masks. Mm-hmm. And then, when I go on the trails and stuff and exercise, there isn't a lot of social distancing. I feel like with a government that sends very mixed messages, you have those people who thinks, it's some kind of like democratic conspiracy to.
No matter what, your country's always so divided.
Yeah, it's worse than it's ever been. I feel like,
Ugh,
and so it's just frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
But
I look great. That's all that matters.
Huh?
You look great. That's all that matters.
The stress makes me look younger because I've earned everything.
Right. And you're doing I know you're keeping up with your exercise and everything. I'm not.
Yes and no. I'm keeping up with exercise, but I'm also snacking more because I need to like self-medicate. I'm exercising so I can snack.
Yeah, I'm not overeating. I'm definitely over drinking. I don't know if you've ever seen an episode of The Cat Show.
Yeah,
I love it.
Inspired me for this.
My Barefoot Moscato, which now comes in a 4-liter box.
Oh my God, there's only like 2 drinks in there. It's fine.
But I'm not exercising at all because I'm that person. Like, I used to go to a studio here in town. It was a pole fitness studio. I didn't do pole. Like, I'm not strong enough or bendy enough, but I would do all the conditioning classes.
Oh, cool.
And, I worked really hard over the past 2-3 years. But I'm that person. I need to get dressed, go to class, have someone yell in my face.
Yeah.
In order to do a crunch.
Be back
I will not work out in my house. Bye, Steve.
Wow, you just scared. Hey everyone, I'm the new MC now. So Kat, tell me.
Marilyn and Melody show.
We should do our Happy Days Are Here again.
Oh my God! Ooh.
Next show, we'll get that together.
Yeah, I need to practice like once.
Oh, but this is, it's funny because I feel like in this format, you don't get the delay. I think it would be hilarious if you just want to train wreck it in the funniest way, go on Zoom and have these horrible delays and then off key, and it would just be so brilliant.
It'd be great. No, when I do my show, because I'm literally in my bedroom. I'm in my childhood bedroom, and I have a huge speaker, and like it's so loud when I do my show. And I know my mother's in the living room trying to watch it on her iPad, but there's like a 30-second delay from what she can hear down the hall.
Interesting.
So what's in the living room? She's like, I can't watch it. It's too much.
That's fun. You need to have your mom come in like a bathrobe, like she doesn't even know you're doing a show. Walk through like she's getting something out of a drawer and then come back,
Well, my dad brought me a drink one day. Yeah, I ran out of wine, and I was like, do you think my mother would bring me a drink? And I texted her. I was like, yeah, bring me a rum and Coke. And then, 5 minutes later, there's a knock. This is my bedroom door right here. There's a knock on my door. And my dad's there with a rum and Coke that's about this tall and filled to the brim.
Good Canadian porn.
I'm like, my dad, everybody, welcome.
My dad supports all my habits. Thank you.
It was
me.
My dad and I both like rum, like that. It's genetic. And so it was a rum and Coke.
So yeah, the Coke is just really there.
It's like a splash.
I miss going to like when I was 19 because I lived right near Windsor. It was literally like 15 minutes away from my house. So
Windsor.
Oh, he's flying back.
Oh my gosh, we have an MC again. We were.
No, it's went to check on something. I figured you two would make a better deal of it.
It's our show now.
We went.
And I was just sitting here like, this is cool. Watching the show.
He knew that would happen, though. That's why he got you and me.
Yeah, that's why I got you both. Yeah. That's why I can sit back and do nothing.
Man,
I can't
see
that screen in action.
It works. Sorry about that, but you're close to Windsor. I'm a Windsor boy myself.
Yeah, I remember we were chatting about that. So where did you live? Like when were you in Windsor? And
I was born and raised in Windsor until my so 1920, and I took off to college. Went to the big city.
Ooh, cool.
Educated.
I wonder if we ever ran into each other in a club.
Wouldn't that be find a little photo or something, and they're here in the background?
You probably maced me or something at one point or another.
I know. I didn't carry mace. I was always up for the adventure to see what would actually happen. I didn't want to cut anything short.
Yeah, some guy's like, "Hey, you want to get in my van?" She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I'm gonna have a great story now. Okay, let's do this. You know what? I got an even better van. Go in mine.
My van. There's more candy in my van.
This one looks dodgier, less windows. Yeah, this one sounds more exciting.
I remember we were talking about Mother's like spaghetti place. Do you remember Mother?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was my jam. It was like the best food. And the most authentic French restaurant I've ever gone to was in Windsor, and I can't think of the name of it. And it was purely French. Like you could only, I love just speaking French there, but it's very typical. Like God forbid you make an alteration to the menu, or you suggest like
the chef's menu, where like the chef designed it this way, and so you're going to eat it this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you speak real French or like Pepe Le Pew French?
No, real French. Real. We went there with my French class, and we had to only speak French. It was fun. And then I would just go there because then I was addicted.
I've been learning Spanish again with the Duolingo during this.
Cool.
I'm on a 43-day streak.
Marilyn could sing in Spanish to appeal for the Latin.
Cumpleaños a ti.
You could make it. Oh my gosh, that's a huge industry. That would be amazing.
Have you done anything online? Like, like we're talking about, like I got to look at how to do like singing telegrams and stuff online. I got to figure it out. I know Greg's organized a whole thing with his celebrity grams.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I haven't done that yet. How do you?
Yeah.
So,
I have no idea. Well, he already has like the best Marilyn there is, so like I can't be like, yo, Greg.
What?
He's got Madison.
You know, well, yeah, she's great.
She's
great.
amazing.
Okay, but let me just say, all of you bring your own spin into it.
Yes, we absolutely. Yeah.
Your Marilyn to me has a little more edge and attitude, and I like that Marilyn. Just like I bring more edge and attitude into my Barbara.
It comes with age.
But you have to you know, I'm not saying it's just fabulous. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it's fun watching the other Barbaras.
Oh, I always say that we just learn from each other.
Yeah. It's
I always like the first time I went to Sunburst and there was like 6 Marilyns all lined up.
My God.
And I would just be like, oh, okay, interesting. Like, oh, that's how you do that. And that's how you wear your hair. And like, that's how you do your makeup. And, you know, anytime Camille opens her mouth, I'm just like at her feet, like absorbing all her wisdom.
Sure.
And I learned about myself too, that I am a real stickler for accuracy, which not everybody is.
Ooh.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend was my fave.
That's my favorite Marilyn movie. If I had to pick just one to watch over and over again, it's Gentlemen Prefer Blondes for sure. But yeah, so I'm a real stickler for accuracy. Like I would look at somebody's costume, and not in a bad way, but I'd be like, well, those shoes are wrong, and those aren't the right earrings, and that hair isn't right, and like. So
I just got bumped.
I try to really reproduce a look head to toe. Like these.
Love that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
My earrings.
Wow, look at them.
At Walmart just randomly one day, and I won't wear just anything. Like it has to be accurate.
Yeah.
So there's no fighting between all the Marilyns together?
You should have a battle of the Marilyns.
Yeah. Steel cage match. Just go for it.
Yeah, it should be like a wrestling thing.
Not in the face.
Steve could totally MC a wrestling event with a bunch of Marilyns.
Oh my
Marilyn
God.
1 with Marilyn 2, and she takes a chair shot to the head. Oh, she goes down.
Oh,
she's getting back up.
Another Marilyn went in for the attack.
I bruised like a peach.
My friend Karen Jang, if you remember her, she just betrayed me. She said that Kat and Melody, you two should have your own show.
Probably might.
Oh, you know, anything's possible.
Yeah,
good.
Horses.
I feel bad now, Steve. I feel bad. I mean, your show's great. Like you know.
No, you ladies are the reason the show's going well. And that was my plan to bring, you know, yourself into it, like to help Kat. So I would have to sit there and do less work. You two will be entertaining because you have a lot more in common. I'm just like, I don't know anything about wigs. Yeah, no.
No,
makeup.
But you're so lucky because your head is bald. I would love to have a bald head just to wear wigs so that I wouldn't have to deal with my own hair.
Have you been tempted to do the quarantine head shave?
Of course.
No, because when it starts to shave all that, it's like
down to the bone.
I take off sandpaper. It's not fun.
Yeah,
I did play Snape once. You know, I had the hair on. Like, how do you women do it? It's like getting in my face all the time, and every time I move around, it's like I can't see anything. I feel like Cousin It.
I have the back of I have an undercut. I have the back of my neck shaved up to about here, so that when I wear these really blonde, because I have like light brown hair, so that you can't see these.
Oh yeah,
it's all grown out now because
like
I've been 2 months. But it's something I've always wanted to do is shave my whole head.
Are you gonna do it?
I have a head the size of a parakeet. It's tiny. So me with a shaved head, it would not be a good look.
Crushing your head.
Squishing your head. We are squishing your head.
Aren't the kids in the hall doing a show again?
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah, I heard that they're reuniting to do probably one of this type of show.
Oh my gosh, I will.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I'd freak out.
Canadian boys.
I did a sketch comedy workshop with Kevin McDonald.
Ooh, how'd that go?
Yeah, it was awesome. He was so funny because he comes in and introduces himself, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Kevin McDonald. I had a television show in the '90s. Thank you." was great. We
Wow.
developed one of my favorite sketch comedy things that I've ever been in. I got to go on stage in Yuck Yucks in Calgary. It was awesome.
Was it long form or short form?
It was like a 4-minute sketch.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
Was it all improv?
No, we actually like developed an idea and fleshed it out and then performed them.
I'm terrible at improv because I'm more like an actress. And so I develop these characters and they can get really deranged and mental. And there's nothing funny about that. I was in an improv class. It was just always so terrible. Like it would be light and funny, and then suddenly I'd come in and then I'd have some kind of tick and I'd become like
Sounds great to me.
it was like method study on character. They're like, well, you know, Melody, maybe you should join an acting class. Instead of
learn how to act and then come back.
it was terrible.
You'd probably fit in at Jubilations at the dinner theater I used to work for, because we also like did the show up on stage, and then you also had to wait tables in character.
Oh my God, I love that.
You had to pick a character to be on the floor. And so if you weren't in the show, your character had to have something to do with either the town you're in or related to one of the characters in the show or whatever. And you had to be a character the whole time, which I think really trained me really well to be an impersonator. Because when I'm on, like right now, I usually don't break character at all if I'm in costume.
Oh, same.
Yeah. And like the first Sunburst I did, we had the promo tables and we were standing at our tables in the promo room for like 2 hours.
Wow.
And I was standing next to Tom Wieland, who is a
he's from I saw him when he was living in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's Dean Martin. He's amazing. Yeah. He's so funny.
Yeah.
And after we did the promo room, he came over to me and he said, I was watching you. He goes, we were in there for 2 hours. He goes, you never broke character one time. And I was just like, oh, is that not normal? Like, is that not what everyone does?
Well, it's interesting because with trivia, we have people from so many different backgrounds. I think Tom did theater in college. It's really interesting. But, you know, everyone brings their own strengths into tribute, which makes it so fascinating and colorful. Mm-hmm. Like some people look identical, and so they just go with that, but they might not have the singing or the acting behind that.
Yeah, just a look.
Yeah, you know, it's just so it's just really interesting. Mm-hmm. Where, you know, for me, I don't necessarily look like Barbara very well, but I can sound like her when I sing, so that's my strength.
I think you look like Barbara.
You do, totally.
Yeah, I don't look like Marilyn, not out of this. Mine is I consider this full drag. Like I do face contour, wig, hair. Like when people see me just on the street and, you know, I say, oh, I'm a Marilyn Monroe impersonator. They're like, you are? Like, yeah, I am. And I'm a good one. Linda wants to know where we're located. I'm up in northern British Columbia, Canada.
I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we're like north.
Yeah, you're almost Canada.
Linda's located in either Windsor or London area, Ontario.
Ooh.
Oh, cool. Near Stratford. I love Stratford. I used to go there and watch Shakespearean theater.
Are all the cons up there canceled, Steve?
Yeah, pretty well. Everything's been canceled for a while. We used to have like 1 or 2 cons every weekend because Toronto, center of the universe, we've got like every other little small town. They'd have a little con, a toy show. And then, you know, when I first started, I was like busy every weekend going everywhere. So I like oversaturated myself. But now lately I'm sitting back and.
Yeah, this is the weekend. It just started today. It should have been our Northern Fan Con, which is our little comic expo that we have up here. It's 5th or 6th year, and they're doing it all online right now. Like it's on right now. They're doing panels. They're doing an online cosplay contest, which I entered with my Cruella DeVille outfit that I whipped up.
How do you enter again? I kind of read it, but I'm a lazy guy.
You just have to do something, a picture, a video, whatever, and then post it on your social media and tag them. It's like hashtag FanCon from home at Northern FanCon.
So I could take one of my group pictures and just tag them.
Go for it.
Fantastic. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I don't even have to be there.
Right? It's kind of nice that way. Like
our friend Linda here was
I'm a big introvert, so anything I can do from the comfort of my house, like cool.
That is amazing. I love your Cruella DeVille.
Thank you.
She has such characterization. I just love it.
Yeah, I've had the wig. It's one of those ones like I picked it up, you know, some Halloween a couple years ago, and I have a bag of wigs in my closet. And one thing I've really been doing this quarantine is like really getting into styling wigs more. Like really, I bought a wig block and like a steamer.
wow.
This wig I totally restyled. All my Maryland wigs are from Heidi Musselman from Mrs. Spook Show. It was incredible. This was my newest one, the short curly one. So I restyled this, and I'm a stickler for accuracy, right? So I'm like looking at the reference photo and then coming back and styling the wig and looking at the reference photo. And
Fabulous.
I just redid my diamonds. Hold on, it's right here.
Where'd you go?
This was my long curly wig, which I now.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible.
Yeah, I smoothed it out.
Wow.
I got the bang.
On a wig too now.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do after we're done this show today.
I got a shark hat.
Wow.
I'm going to pop this puppy on and I'm going to do some TikToks.
Love it. I like how your shark is a little cross-eyed. Like
I know, eh? One too many freaking lasers. Like
got a lazy eye.
a lazy eye shark. Hold on.
Because I guess he doesn't know he's going to shoot. So it's kind of fun. It's a wild card.
Better chance to escape because he doesn't know which way you're going.
This one or this one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I talk to people like that. Scary.
I had that Cruella de Vil wig in a bag, so I was like, "Well, what can we do with this?" And I threw it on the block and styled it out, and it turned into this crazy '60s looking bob. And I was like, "All right, we're going for it." So I did like a really '60s styled aesthetic Cruella de Vil.
You're so brave. Like you're so brave. No, I get these wigs. I try to buy them, and they're hideous. And then I'm like, they're just so wiggy that I'm just like, forget it. So I have
wiggy.
Yeah, they're wiggy. They look just
the costumey.
Yeah, very costumey. So I just have someone do it because
it really is like you're right. You have to be fearless. You have to be not scared to rat the hell out of it.
Sure.
And there's a drag queen called James Mansfield, and he does a lot of YouTube tutorials on wig styling.
Oh,
and
wow.
I watched a lot of those, and it really is just you just can't be. They can smell fear.
Okay.
You just have to go for it.
You have to beat it into submission.
Absolutely.
I'm always afraid of like melting my wigs. I really want to get human hair.
Ooh, that's expensive.
No, but I think it would be worth the investment.
They're all artificial, and they style. The key is you don't use an actual hot tool. Use a steamer.
Yes.
I have a fabric steamer. I asked for one for Christmas. It was like the one when you're adult, you're like, I want a fabric steamer. Like, and I got a real
Barbie dream house, or I never was into dolls, but
no, I wasn't a Barbie girl. I like My Little Ponies.
Aw.
Yeah, I still have my vintage ones from when I was a kid.
Like the My Little Ponies?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
My Little Ponies. Skinny ponies.
So you're not a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
I like animals. I don't like people like animals.
If you were an animal, what would you be, you think?
I'd be a river otter.
Oh, Bob, you didn't even bat an eye.
Nope. I know that.
You thought.
Brown hair, brown eyes, loves the water, playful, and I love how they sleep and hold hands.
Aww.
Yeah, I would absolutely be a river otter.
Oh
You? What would you be?
Well, I had like this spiritual guide. Like she did my spirit totem. Oh my God. Who's this? Oh, that's
Miss
dark, mysterious man.
You got your wand as well.
I wear a wand on the screen.
Wow, I love your wand.
That's what she said, really.
Is your wand popular? Do people like your wand?
Sometimes. Center of attention many times. Has been magic words and stuff I've got to say now. I wore this to do a Snape, and we were at a bar after the event. It was in a hotel, and some drunk people come up and they look at me going, "You're Ozzy Osbourne." I'm like, I'm Ozzy. All right, we got
Remember when we put that blonde wig on you and turned you into David Lee Roth?
That was fun.
That was fun. That was good times.
So you have one of those faces. You could do lots of things. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I can get my Trump wig on and everything would be great. Fantastic. This would be the greatest show ever. fantastic. Only because I'm on hosting and you ladies are just there to make me look good. I make you look good because it's a great show.
Gosh, Trump even sounds a little bit like Dr. Evil. That's interesting.
A little.
Got any Trump quotes I can say as Dr. Evil?
I don't listen to a word that man says, so I can't help you.
How can you? I tried and it's just like, I'm great. I'm good. I'm better. So what are you doing about the COVID thing? How about millions of people are dying? That being said, I've got great ratings.
And it's not my fault. I didn't. It's not my fault. I didn't. Even though I didn't own people.
Inject some bleach.
I've lost gigs at Barbara because of politics.
Well, because she's very outspoken.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And she's always been. So people are just like, why doesn't she just shut up and sing? Because she's never been that way.
No. I was just going to say Marilyn got political, but people don't seem to mind.
And when we're up in Vegas, the Whoopi Goldberg actor, she's telling you that she's not getting work anymore because Whoopi is so political with The View that people just stop calling her.
I can see that.
That's another.
And she's a funny lady. She's fantastic.
She's amazing. Bettina, yeah, she's incredible.
It's sad how people can't separate the tribute from the real person, and it's almost like if you're the tribute, then you are those things too. Well,
especially if it's contemporary. Like Marilyn's been dead for almost 60 years, so nobody thinks I'm really her,
Right.
I hope not. You've got some really dumb people. Really.
Well, you look really good for your age.
I've stopped saying for your age. I just say I look good.
Was that like 90 or something, Marilyn?
Marilyn would have been. How old was she?
Her birthday's on June 1st, and she would have been 94.
See, that's what I'm saying. You look great.
Oh. Okay, I thought you were talking to me.
Oh no.
I said that in my last show that I've stopped saying I look good for my age. I just say I look good.
You're one of those people that you'll always look younger.
I hope so.
And people will always be surprised. They're like, what?
I love telling people how old I am.
What?
I get ID'd at the liquor store still. And then I show them my ID. They're like,
wait, you can be 19 and you get ID'd? What?
Well, the rule now is like if you look under 30, they're supposed to.
That's like here too. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
Huh?
Because like 30 is new 20 and all that sort of weird stuff. So.
Yeah, I gotta do my chin kegels. I'm not sure how to do that.
What's a chin kegel?
My kegels, but for my chin.
Face exercises. Keep your chins up.
Sharon!
I wanted to get that tape,
The face tape? That's dangerous though, because the flip side of that stretches you out.
I'm scared of that.
Then you have to wear it or else your full face falls down. And I have very British DNA, so my genetic tendency is to get jowly.
Me too.
Yeah, so how's that? Does that look good?
Wow.
Beautiful now.
That's great. Yeah.
Somehow you look older.
That looks worse.
You got fake lips when you do that.
Don't freeze frame on that.
Well, God got that for American Horror Story, and she was being warned, like, you can't do that because she was, had their face kind of in a strange, exotic, chiseled. Mm-hmm. And so they were all like, but she made it. She's okay.
I was just talking about, I just started binging Hollywood.
Ooh, on Netflix.
Yeah, the new Ryan Murphy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's super good. Nostalgia is very comforting in this time.
Yes. That's fascinating. Maybe you could do some Hollywood stuff as Marilyn and bring in that nostalgia for your.
It's funny because I've been it's based on a true story, and there's some characters who are based on real people, and then some characters who are like an amalgam of a bunch of different characters, but who aren't real people. Sure. And Mira Sorvino's in it briefly.
Oh.
And she plays this aging actress, and she's sort of like a Jean Tierney.
Sure.
Too old in that time frame to be playing Marilyn, but very sort of Marilyn-esque, which I love because Mira Sorvino played Marilyn in the TV movie Marilyn and Me back in the 90s, which is one of my favorite all-time. Like it sounds hypocritical, but it's hard to watch other people be Marilyn.
Because you want it to be you.
I just want them to be good, and like I thought Mira Sorvino was amazing.
Oh, never mind. I guess you just want them to be good.
I want them to honor the source material.
Yeah.
you see so many impersonations that are just not respectful. Like I think that's where I'm coming from. Like, I don't like people who slut it up or, treat her like treat her in all the ways she never wanted to be treated. Right.
Stereotypical. I feel the same way about Barbara. Sometimes if I watch, and I love drag queens, but there's just a couple who do this. Maybe it's a drag queen thing. It's very like hyper real.
Yeah.
It's playing up all this stuff. But then it's just like, for me, it's playing up like the stereotype, but you kind of lose it. But that's the difference, I think, between like a person who's actually tributing, and like an impersonator.
Mm-hmm.
The impersonator, I think, could probably be, more out there and just be more campy, where a tribute is really trying to get to the core of what it is.
I struggled a long time to find that balance because I have a theater acting background. So when I first started approaching the actual characterization of Marilyn, I really wanted to do a very like researched and detailed and honest,
right,
nuanced portrayal of her as a real person. Nobody wants to see that.
They want to laugh.
They want the over the top. You have to do it really big and
right.
So I had to sort of split the difference between like doing an over the top heightened exaggeration, but also, again, being respectful and real about it as well.
Right. So wait, Linda has another question.
Did you ever see the River of No Return?
River of No Return. She was actually, I've been to the location. She was in the Banff Springs Hotel while she filmed that movie in Banff and Jasper. And I love that movie. That's when she sings. Again, she plays like a singing saloon girl, which was sort of hard. Again, she got a little stereotyped, little pinholed. But I love that one. She's so beautiful in it. And her and Robert Mitchum together are such a good team. And they were actually old friends. They worked together at the factory where she got discovered. And she really liked working with him because, similar to Dean Martin, those guys really cherished her and respected her as a person, not just as Marilyn Monroe. So it was easier for her to work with somebody like that who she could really trust.
Linda here seems to be a big Marilyn fan because she used to do singing telegrams back in the 80s.
Oh my God.
Yeah, girl, they love that. They love a happy birthday, Mr. President. Everybody loves it. I find too, singing telegrams there's two different people that the singing telegrams are for. Like, there's two different people who book me. One is the person I'm singing to, who it's their birthday, is a big Marilyn fan and they love it. Mm-hmm. Or the person who's booking the singing telegram is a Marilyn fan and they love it.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never done a singing telegram. It's always like doing private shows at people's estates and things. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I wonder if Barbara is a singing telegram kind of personality.
Come together. It's like a 10-15 minute gig at the most. It's great.
I should try that.
Yeah, I show up, I get the person out, they gather all the friends around or whatever, and I make a big deal and hope this is for you. Fun. And then I tell everybody, I'm like, okay, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to sing happy birthday, and then we're all going to sing happy birthday. And then I pose for photos, and we're done. It's great.
Aww.
Yeah, we had a preview of that in Las Vegas at the Golden Nugget.
Did we?
Cool.
Was that on Fremont Street?
That was on Fremont Street. We're performing at our buddy's club.
On the last night of Fremont Street. That's right. We all went down to Fremont in character. And we went to that. There was a bar on Fremont Street, and they kept pulling different, because we knew the guy who was the lead singer in the band. He was an Elvis on the side as well. And then he pulled Keith George up, and Bill Pentazis, our George Michael, and Frankie Mac got up. And then it was some dude's birthday in the bar. And I was like, I got this.
That is so fun.
Yes, we pulled some random dude up out of the crowd, and I draped all over him and sang happy birthday. And I was like, I got to do my thing.
Yay. Aw. I'm so sad I missed that. I wanted to go. And now I'm really regretting that.
And now there'll be no more cons like for the rest of the year. Way to go.
We blew it. We partied so hard that they canceled all the rest of the party.
That's right. We ruined it.
We wrecked it for everybody else.
I wonder if Marilyn and Barbara ever did anything. Can you imagine?
Because when did Barbara get popular? Because I know her and Judy had a little crossover.
Early 60s.
Yeah, Marilyn was already dead.
Yeah, darn.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She
Maybe
died.
we could create like a fictitious, like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, what if in a parallel universe?
I know. Do you know how I love to think about like what she would have done?
It's amazing.
She was in talks to do a biopic about Jean Harlow,
Oh,
who was her idol.
that's
So can I please pay money to see Marilyn Monroe in the biopic of Jean Harlow, please? That she probably wouldn't have won an Oscar for.
no kidding.
And then I have another little daydream where in the early 80s, so Marilyn would have been like mid 50s.
Uh-huh.
She would be a very special guest star on the Muppet Show.
Aw.
And her and Miss Piggy would sing Two Little Girls from Little Rock.
Oh my gosh, it's adorable. You got to create that. Maybe you
Wouldn't
could
that be wonderful?
do a side by side
Yeah.
video or something.
That's one costume I don't have is that red dress from Little Rock.
You think you can get it made?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, sure. Give me thousands upon
Yeah,
thousands.
give me
Anything can be
$800
done.
and I'll get it made.
Aw. Dr. Stevil, what
No.
plans do you have in this during this time?
Besides the Hornets that I just released, you know, keeping everyone at home. That was my whole plan, really. My plan was to take over the freaking world with this coronavirus COVID-19. But once I got my troops ready, we were stuck inside. They wouldn't let us out.
Oh,
It kind of backfired, you know. So now we got to wait for it to blow over so I can like start, you know, game one, start the beginning. I don't know. Just
You should do a sketch where you're like in the middle of an empty street, like ready to take over the world, and you're like, "Hello, where the frick is
hello,
everybody?
anyone?
Hello."
Guys,
with your
troops, evil minions, hello. That's
hello.
it. Okay, social distance. So when we take over and beat them up, we have to do it like, you know, throw things at them. We can't like physically touch them. Not cool.
There's a very
Okay.
Canadian thing that went around that actually I totally like leaned into my own stereotype because they're talking about the 6 feet apart. And they're like, well, just think of it like it's one hockey stick away. Like, oh, yeah, I know how long. So that's what I use literally as a Canadian. I'm like, I got to stay one hockey stick away from
That's funny because I would think getting one of those grabbers, you know, where you reach hard to reach things. You could do a lot with that. There's a lot of comedy to be had.
Yeah, making the most of it.
Well,
I'm just up to no good right now.
what's going on?
I'm just up to no good right now.
Perfect.
We'll see if someone takes the bait.
I feel like this is the part, you know, at a party where everyone's like, blah, 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 and then there's that lull like that.
Oh, the awkward lull. Oh.
I
Yeah, so what are you doing? Yeah. Good, yeah. No, sure. We had fun.
We wanted to talk about TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok, yes. Tell me about TikTok.
So I'm on TikTok. I don't know if you guys are on TikTok.
I like watching you on TikTok.
Thank you. The nice thing about TikTok, TikTok is the new, if you don't know what TikTok is, it's the newest like social media app. If you don't remember what Vine was like little 6-second videos. So it's sort of the next generation of that sort of concept. So it's little videos, usually 15 seconds or a minute or however long you want to make it. And it's basically you can make any kind of video you want to make. A lot of people do like daily vlogs, or you could make dance videos, or I like doing lip syncs. You can do whatever you want. It's limitless, and there's lots of fun filters and everything to do. And it's just fun. That's the word, is it's fun. And it started out just for young people. You know, it was like for kids. Sure. And I don't know if you guys remember, what was the guy's name who did the social media at Sunburst? The beard, handsome with the beard.
Oh,
that guy.
His name,
that guy.
YouTube videos.
He makes YouTube videos. Can't remember his name, but he in his social media panel, he said, hey guys, don't sleep on TikTok, like get on it, because the platforms that the kids use is what becomes popular. Like the kids are like forecasters of what is going to take off. So yeah, I get on there, you know, make a couple videos and post them up and I don't have a ton of followers, but again, it's like my show I do in my house. Like I don't care if anyone else is watching because I think I'm hilarious. So yeah. You know, the person who watches my TikToks the most is me. Yeah,
I think part of the last show that I remember is like, oh my gosh, I had too much wine. What's the cure for that? More wine.
More wine. Yeah.
I love that at my shows. I just sometimes drink, or I like my male character John Musacho when he shows up.
Oh my God, girl, your cousin. You did a show. Okay, I'm gonna put you on blast. Your cousin, who was you and a wig and a mustache, did a whole show of your COVID Okie, and I was howling. I was on the floor, tears. You made me laugh so hard. Like, get on TikTok and just do that.
I would love to do that.
And like, done, famous. And that's the thing about TikTok too that a lot of people like. And it's sort of a double-edged sword. Is anybody can get famous on TikTok for no reason, and it kind of means nothing. Aww. Like, you can have a video that has 800 million views, but it's not going to affect your life in any meaningful way.
Well, that's good, because I don't want to hire that Barbara Streisand girl, because did you see that TikTok video? I don't know what she was doing. It was terrible.
Yeah. But it's fun. Like, I'm going to make some more this afternoon. And like, it's a good little reference to, like, I made a little happy birthday video. And now I can send that to people if it's their birthday. Like, here's a little clip of me singing. Cute.
And you mostly do it as Marilyn and Cruella. You probably create lots of different people, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Most of them just as me. Like, I'm fully that person who, like, I don't care if I don't have makeup on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to get full glam in order to be on social media. So I'll either be like this or like my glasses and no makeup and, my messy bun. I don't care.
You're gorgeous anyway. You have like gorgeous porcelain skin.
Yeah.
Spackle.
I like to do lip syncs, and then I'll make just whatever. I have a background in improv. So like, if I think something's funny, I'll just do it and throw it up. And like, it might not get any views, or I had one video that got 25,000 views.
Wow.
And then TikTok deleted it for no reason.
What? They were jealous.
Yeah, they were.
Anytime you get a video taken down on TikTok, it's because you're too sexy.
What?
I had plenty of those taken off from TikTok.
Okay, from the woman who says that she does burlesque but doesn't go down because she like do her naked self because and then they think whatever's too sexy. Well, you had a shoulder showing. What was going on?
Yeah, it was a video where I was like doing a posing tutorial, like how to pose for pictures.
Oh, I see.
There was no nudity. There was nothing inappropriate. And they took it down for literally no reason. But they'll do that. That's the one thing about TikTok is the way it's run. The guidelines are really muddy, so you can get your stuff taken down for no reason.
Wow.
Is it if somebody complains?
I have no idea.
It's because they're jealous. So
yeah, you can report. Obviously, like it is an app that started out for children, so they do have like any social media there.
Oh, sure, because it's like all ages,
no sex, like you know what I mean. So yeah, which is good. So they do watchdog a little bit, but sometimes it's like, why did you take my video down?
I think that's street cred, man.
Right? That's what I say. Like, I just was too powerful.
Too powerful. They don't like a powerful woman. They're intimidated and scared.
Yeah, we are.
Barbara wouldn't know anything about that.
What? What's up, Doc?
But you can get a TikTok too and just watch what other people make. Like, there's no pressure to be a content creator if you don't want to be.
I think I put so much pressure on myself. Like, I want to take the leap, and then I'm like, oh. But then I do stupid things. Like,
right, girl.
Like I did the acapella app, and luckily I was like in my bed under the covers 2 a.m. I'm gonna harmonize with myself. I'm so glad I didn't post it because it was so bad. I'm like, why would I even just like decide on the cuff doing something totally horrible and thinking that's okay? And then I could like, and then I don't want to do TikTok because I have to be totally like professional.
No,
serious.
No, I have a friend of mine who's we've done a show together, and she just graduated from theater school and everything, and she was telling me that she was really nervous to start recording herself and putting herself out there. And because she felt that pressure to like be perfect all the time. And I'm like, girl, just think of your good friend Kat, who like, I will just be dumb online. And like my show, and I say this, I'm not a singer, I'm an entertainer, and I will watch my show back and I'll be like, oh my God, like terrible.
I know you're always in tune to me, unless my ear is out of tune.
Well, I might call you up for some singing lessons because I need a refresher. But like, I don't claim to be the world's best singer, and I know sometimes that it's not great, but I don't care. Who cares?
Well, just to let you know, we've got Carolyn Bernstein. Remember her? She gave us a like, and Betty Atchison gave us a love.
Hi, Carolyn.
Yay! Feelings, whoa, 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 feelings.
There you go.
Hi, Carolyn.
I love
I just
you.
watched your video. She sang that. Speaking of beautiful singers, she just sang. She posted a video for VE Day and sang "We'll Meet Again."
Oh, I gotta go see that.
The weirdest stuff gets posted. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of cute animal videos on TikTok.
I follow a lot of like just cute dogs on TikTok. I'm trying to make my dog be TikTok famous, and she's so fat and stubborn, she won't do it.
You think
Your dog is cute. It's adorable.
She's cute. She's lazy.
I have a 19-pound cat named Oliver. We name him Olive Birder.
And bacon.
Because of birder, you know, hamburgers.
Yeah.
Like, and so he's just massive. He's a massive cat, and he's just like a Garfield.
I saw a picture today of my dog when I first adopted her 3 years ago, and she was so skinny.
Oh,
She's not skinny anymore.
oh, she's just loved.
She's morbidly obese.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Diet, my beagle, my late beagle, because he started getting back pain. And I'm like, how do you put a beagle on a diet? Like they eat everything.
Oh no, Carolyn lost sound.
Meow, 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 meow.
Maybe she can lip read.
Can you lip read? Can you lip read? So now it's like everyone lost sound, right?
We should mime this. It's like silent film.
Yeah.
But we need the music.
It's got an Oscar. Oh.
Oh, wow.
I know. I carry him with me everywhere.
Grab my real award.
Mwah.
I've got an Oscar for, best doctor.
Ooh.
I picked it up in Hollywood. Yeah.
I was trying to remember this the other day. Steve, does Dr. Evil have a first name?
Doctor.
Doctor. Okay. I was trying to. I was racking my brain. I couldn't, because I know they did the whole flashback to when they were babies and everything, but I couldn't remember if he had a first name.
Dougie.
Dougie.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah. Doesn't sound intimidating, does it?
No.
Dougie Fresh.
Hey, Dougie, how are you? Shut up, man. It's not funny, okay?
Uh,
Sticks and stones can break my bones, jerk.
Yeah, they sure can.
Should be like Harold.
But oh yeah, when I did my Cruella de Vil thing the other day, and usually whatever my dog is very used to, like whatever wig or costume or whatever I put on, she doesn't even bat an eye. She did not like the Cruella de Vil.
Oh, what did she do?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was. She wouldn't come to me. She didn't. I did one little video where it's like, what a white rat, and then I held her up.
Oh my
And,
God.
did not like it. She was not a fan of Cruella de Vil, which I thought was pretty cool.
It's really interesting because you think dogs would recognize you more by smell.
Yeah.
And just like, it's like.
I think it was an energy thing. She didn't buy it.
Wow. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
no sound, but she can see us.
You can see.
My neck is double jointed, so I can.
Oh. Chicken neck.
I know. It's like the one special power I have. What? Oh my God. Ooh.
That was going around TikTok the other day. People were like, I'm the only person I've ever known who can do this. And I'm like, girl,
Beat you.
you ain't special.
You ain't special. You know what? We're both special.
That's right. Another thing I like about TikTok is you can do duets with people.
Oh.
So I found specifically like one or two guys on there who do like old Hollywood type scenes, and then you can duet with them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Can we do a duet?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's plan it.
Okay.
Yeah. Do something now together.
TikTok, girl. Follow me at Kat Fullerton.
I'm down.
Right.
When you
It's right there.
When you post it, then I can duet with you and then post that.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, you should get on there too, Steve, and just like do all your Dr. Evil and tell everyone you're going to take over the world. And Be great.
Sure. TikTok, huh?
TikTok, tickety tockety.
What time are you planning on doing your show tonight, Melody?
Let's see, what time is it?
8:20.
Let's see, probably or closer to 9. I've been doing it
Okay.
later, and I get more ridiculous the later it is. So,
And like, didn't you do like a 4-hour show the other day?
yeah, it was just like every once in a while I rip out a 4 or 5-hour show.
Yeah, whatever. See, I try to limit myself to an hour because even I know like that's enough of me. Like you don't need more than that.
Thanks, Carolyn. I don't know. I feel bad when if I miss like if I don't do it and let's do it. Yes. If I don't do 2 shows a week, then I do one, then I feel like it has to be like an 8-hour show because to make up for the other one.
Quantity over quality.
Oh no. Kate says you may be her reincarnation.
Sister from another mister.
Hey.
Is that like a Marilyn impersonator thing?
Maybe.
Do you think Marilyn was double jointed in her fingers? Maybe it's a genetic thing.
Could be.
Well, there was that rumor that she had 6 toes on her one foot, which was not true.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sure?
What's the weirdest thing anyone thinks about Barbara that's not true?
Wow. That's a really good question. Weirdest thing. I don't know about weirdest thing, but she's so private and people I feel like they assume so much. And like, because she's so private. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know her well enough. Oh no.
What's her James Brolin? That's her hubby?
Yes.
And they've been together forever.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
In this day and age.
Yeah.
Carolyn says she had her nose done.
Is Josh Brolin her son, or no? She never had kids.
No, that's correct. Yes. No, yep. she had a son, but not Josh.
Oh, okay. Oh, that she had. Carolyn's saying that she had her nose done.
What? Yeah, that's right. That's right. The weirdest thing. Yeah.
She had all the pressure to get her nose done, but she didn't want to.
I think she was also worried that it would change her sound.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. She
of course.
Voice, which was her moneymaker.
Oh yeah, painfully shy. Oh, okay.
And someone is asking, is a stage fright rumor true?
Yes, because I just remember reading books and researching. She would just shake so bad, and actually, her stage fright really stemmed when she did her show, her New York show, and what was it, Central Park, and she actually forgot the lyrics to 3 songs. And that freaked her out so bad that the stage fright comes with her forgetting her lyrics. She's afraid of forgetting her lyrics. And then I think around that time I read there were some death threats against her because she started to get more political with Kennedy and everything. And that's when she was starting to, voice her opinions and everything. So, but the stage fright is from the interviews that I saw is from her forgetting her lyrics.
Oh, and Marilyn too. Marilyn was notoriously anxious, and that's why she was late all the time, was because she was terrified of getting in front of that camera.
Right.
She didn't want to do it until she was ready.
Yeah.
What about you ladies when you perform, when you're about to go on stage, you get those like butterflies and like get anxious or just go out there and kill it?
If you're not nervous, you don't care.
I'm kind of a wreck before I go on, and then I go on and it's like,
the second you step on that stage, I always say I get the nervous peas.
Yes.
The second before I step on a stage, I feel like I'm going to pee my pants, but then I take that step and I'm fine.
Yeah. I have a few alter egos, like people inside of me that kind of take over.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Like, being from Detroit, and I grew up also with Aretha Franklin, I just have this big black gospel woman living inside of me that she just comes out and it's like, just takes over the entire room.
That fourth wall helps a lot. Even when I host burlesque, I don't host as myself. I have a burlesque persona, which is just me, but in, bigger and louder. And,
oh, sure.
Yeah.
It helps to kind of just like armor yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get upset when I'm not nervous because I know I'm not focused and I'm not going to do a good job. That's what makes me actually upset.
Yeah.
Caroline says that Barbara had bad stage fright and all her lyrics were written on stage.
Yeah. Well, now she had teleprompters that look like
Same thing, written on stage. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
I never have my lyrics on stage.
She also said it's not true about the nose job. Melody is right because she was afraid that if she had done her nose, it would affect her voice.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I never got my nose done. I got a bump.
Look, I can be Voldemort now.
There you go.
It's so interesting. I talked to another, this is a different convention, Midwest. I talked to another tribute artist, and she said she actually got more work when she had her nose done. Her nose was like mine. Isn't that weird? She said, oh, I got more work. And I'm like thinking to myself, forget it. Like, I don't need more work if I'm going to have surgery on myself. But that's
Doesn't seem like a good investment.
that doesn't.
No.
I'm like, so.
And it's always a risk too. You don't. Doesn't mean it's going to turn out good.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you look great here until you turn this way, and then like it'll be like Pinocchio. That could be weird.
Gerard Depardieu.
I think I'm frozen.
You have the best resting bitch face, though.
Oh, did you know about this? Carolyn, I had my nose done. Before the operation, I used to sing like Barbara.
What?
Pulling our leg.
True, or is that what people think about you? Is that true?
Is it true?
Huh.
Now I can't do her.
Oh,
Wow.
so now you just do yourself. You don't have to impersonate.
That's right. You don't need to.
Well, she has 8,000 other characters that she can do.
Yeah, pretty well.
You know, maybe all the other characters.
Guys.
That's right. Maybe she couldn't do those other characters, and now she can.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
She also won for best, the funniest performer.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't until Vegas I actually saw her show. I saw her performing, emceeing, and her individual show. Amazing.
She should MC everything until the end of time.
Pretty well. She's an awesome MP. She's MC. She's great improv. She took care of a lot of things.
Generous. She makes the people that she's introducing feel special. She doesn't make it about herself, but yet she still shines.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
We could do it. We could do like a northern sunburst on this format.
I've been thinking about that. Because again, I'm trying to figure out where my career is going to go from here. Because I don't. You missed the beginning when I was talking about my dinner theater gig. I don't know if that place is ever going to reopen. Because it's like a 400-seat dinner theater. So when are we even going to be able to think about reopening it? You know, will they survive until then? But anyway, I know I have some ins with our local casino and hotel.
Oh.
And we're getting a new showroom that should have been open a couple months ago, but everything's delayed.
We've had a casino.
I've had the ideas crossed my mind to do like a snowflake convention.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's brilliant. Snowflake. I love it.
The snowball.
Yeah, we could. Let me in on that.
Yeah,
I can help. Let's coordinate.
Well, because there was supposed to be a tribute convention in Toronto in July. That one guy from the Real Awards, I can't remember his name. So obviously that's not happening anymore.
No, everything's been canceled.
Sort of celebrity, anything, convention, tribute show, showcase, anything I've ever heard of in Canada. And like, we need that.
Yeah. I'll
be the next Greg Thompson.
Do you think people in where you are would like crave a Vegas style show? Because that's what I'm trying to create here, like Vegas style, huh?
We're desperate for entertainment.
Yeah.
Middle of fucking nowhere. Well, I mean, that's sort of what I'm trying to develop too with just my little weekly show that I do. Is I'm trying to hone like a Vegas style cabaret show out of it. Like hopefully when I'm going to come out of this, hit the ground running.
Yeah.
A 2-hour show that I can take anywhere with my microphone and my amp.
That's so fantastic.
Girl, I got a new dress today from Fashion Nova.
What?
Woo!
Can I see it?
Hot. I'll give you a sneak preview. Hold on. So I try to do like a theme every week. So I think this next week, and this is sort of ironic, but I think it's gonna be the sexy show.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay, this is just a sneak peek. Hold on.
What? Oh my gosh, it's gonna
Ooh,
be amazing.
shiny.
FashionNova.com. Please sponsor.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and usually like I'll do a post. I'm gonna do a post tomorrow probably of like, you know, tune into the Cat Show on Tuesday. It's gonna be the sexy show. So like, what's your favorite sexy song? And drop in the comments.
Cool.
And then I'll put a set together.
That's been fun. I've been playing with themes, you know, just,
Yeah.
you know, what's your go-to karaoke song? You know, it's just been a riot because, you know, sometimes we get the silence, you know, like, oh, what kind of request, you know, and
yeah, I have like 7 or 8 songs ready to go, and then hopefully somebody will request something that I didn't think of.
Yeah.
And I'm that person too. I've said this in my show that I don't like to do a song I've never practiced before. Like
that's like all I do.
Right? And you actually did inspire me. I'm like, wait, Melody can just sing whatever. I can do it too. So I've been challenging myself more that way, trying to get out of my comfort zone of like, I'm like, okay, you want to hear that song? Okay, let's try it.
You know how embarrassing it is to see reputable people who your colleagues and peers and stuff like jump on and you're like trying to improv through a karaoke song. You have no idea what it is. And I'm like, oh, just so you know, this is all, you know, requests. Yeah. I've never done any of these songs before.
And you're not afraid to shut it down either. You're like, well, that's enough of that song.
You had your cousin on last week, didn't you?
That was so funny.
Yeah. He was on.
What's his name? John
Musacha.
He was
on toward the end of the last one too, with my husband. It's hilarious.
And I love that Angela and I were both like, hey, are you single?
I think he's kind of hot. I don't know.
There's something about a New Jersey like bravado.
I know.
I just love it.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah.
And I both have notoriously terrible taste in men though.
Well, John, like I thought it was funny, you know, when he said there's all kinds of single. I'm not sure what that means exactly.
I don't either, but I believe it.
And then it's like, and then there were these William Shatner moments. I didn't know if he was actually going to sing. Like sometimes he sings, but I'm like, I can't maintain a guy voice.
Just sing talk the whole time.
Yeah, let's talk it. And it was so funny because I think there's something about the cadence, and it reminds me of William Shatner, you know, when he did his The Starman waiting in the sky. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like, you know, kind of a takeoff that. Or Leonard Nimoy when he did his stuff, you know.
Yeah. Carolyn saw your cousin. She thought he was fabulous.
He thinks you're fabulous.
Oh, he thinks you're fabulous, Carolyn. We'll set you guys up.
I don't know why he's single.
Call me.
Maybe he just likes being single. Maybe he likes just saying he's single because he just wants to get a reaction. Yeah. He wants to get a rise out of people. I'm here twice a week.
My new favorite line is, I'm here all week. And probably for the rest of the year.
Oh.
Well, it's been pretty fun. We've been on for an hour and a half.
Damn.
It seemed like that. I mean, thanks for coming on, Melody. You just
thank you. This is great.
Amped everything up. Thanks, Kat.
Yeah, anytime.
Is there anything you want to leave to everybody else before we go?
Cat Show, Tuesday at 2, Facebook Live. Follow me on
TikTok. And the address is down here, right?
Yeah, at Kat Fullerton, or just you can Almost Marilyn is my stage name. You can search me on Facebook. It's pretty easy.
Facebook, I got Kat is Marilyn. Is that the one? Okay. And Melody?
The COVID-okie Show. But Kat beat me in promotional material, so just go to my Facebook.
Okay, what happens on the COVID-okie Show?
Yeah, anything.
Anything. Who knows?
No, I want you to explain it, not to me, but to the crowd out there. You go on, you do karaoke, and you take requests, and you three will do almost every song.
Yeah, it's an all-request show, and then I'm on the chat, and I talk to people on the chat live, and you know, people within the chat like talk to each other. So it really just feels like you're like in a living room, kind of having a singing party. Oh,
your doggy!
My co-host, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
What's his name?
This is Princess Baby Girl Broken Legs,
What?
known as BB. Or because she's round and she's white with orange spots. I also call her BB-8 because BB ate everything.
How does all that fit on the collar?
Yeah, it's usually just BB.
BB, okay.
So sweet. She likes Marilyn. She doesn't like that cruel.
She doesn't like Cruella, but she likes Marilyn. She pops into my show once in a while. Usually, I just have to like let her in and out of the bedroom 100 times.
My friend Pierre Olette, he thinks you guys are great.
Thank you.
Should we sign off with a song?
Yeah, let's do something. Well, you do something. I'll sit here and watch.
Days. I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know, girl.
Cat's like, how dare you? How dare you put me on the spot like this? Let's do a little snippet. I'll do a little snippet of Barbara, and then if you want to do a snippet of Marilyn, how's that?
We could do.
Yeah.
Do you want to try the Happy Days?
We'll just do a little sound bite. A little
okay. I have to like remember how. Do you just want to acapella it?
Let's acapella it.
Okay, hold on. I have to think about who starts. I can't remember.
Barbara starts. Happy Days. Indian. Come on, let's get everybody get happy.
Forget your trouble.
Yes.
Come on, get happy.
Yeah.
You better chase all your cares away.
That's good. You have great tone quality.
Down, hallelujah.
Happy Days.
Happy.
Here again. The skies above you.
We're heading to Chiba. The cares will all be gone.
All together, shout it loud. There's no one who can doubt it now. Okay, so that was our little snippet. Thanks.
Oh, you two are fantastic. That's just a taste of what you'll be getting.
Judy Garland.
I can hear that. It sounds great.
Thank you. Yeah, I listen to it while I'm doing yard work. That's my other business this summer is Judy Garland landscaping.
You were washing your roof.
I was power washing the roof, power washing the driveway.
That's something Judy Garland would have done.
I think, especially near the end, if she held a power washer, it would blow her back through the back of the room because she was so.
Yeah.
Just totally making her week.
I learn about Judy too. Like the more it breaks my heart. She was so tragic.
It's hard. And you saw the Judy movie too, right?
I haven't yet. It's on my list.
Oh, we have to chat about that. Next show, we'll chat about the Judy movie.
We'll talk.
So good. So good.
We should do movie reviews.
I love it.
Yeah.
Movie reviews.
Let's watch Barbara and Marilyn and Judy movies and then review them in character.
I was thinking more like Tiger King.
You could be like the bad interviewer and I'll be Barbara.
Like Between Two Ferns, that kind of thing.
I don't like this. I don't like this interview. I'm getting out of here. Yeah. I don't like these questions. I don't.
We're just both like, well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Every time that's the interview. Wah, wah. Let me close the show.
You know how hard it is to do something bad really well?
Well, because you have to be really good at it.
Right. You have to be
really good to get really bad.
Yeah, that's right. That is an underrated skill set.
So, Kat, welcome to the Kovadoki Show. I signed off like 19 million times. Just so you know.
I did that too. I was doing this like nobody's watching my show. Like 5 or 6 people are watching the show, and then as I'm like, all right, this is the last song. Like 10 people sign on. And I'm like, frick. All right, okay, one more.
Do you find yourself that I get stuck in the trap where I'll like introduce things and no one's on, and then a person comes on, and then I introduce it again, and then the next person comes on, and I reintroduce it again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, do you just keep going, and then they have to like stop the video and go back to the beginning to find out what the heck? Because I sound like I have like Alzheimer's.
Well, if they're tuning in halfway through, that's their fault.
It is, yeah. They can go back and watch the video.
I do like to, because I know people jump in and out. Like, I don't expect anyone to watch the whole show, right? So, every couple of songs, I'll like, welcome back to the Cat Show. Thanks for tuning in. This is the theme of this week's show, and you're on with the show.
Okay, I'm gonna do TikTok tonight. I'm inspired.
TikTok.
TikTok.
I'm gonna get on TikTok.
Yeah.
I also will do tic-tac.
Great.
Tac. Talk.
Minnesota, Maryland. TikToks.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I'm gonna go and take the TikTok.
I gotta
Y'all,
go.
it's gonna be a tic-tac, Okay.
So, who are we gonna interview next, Dr. Stevil? Like with this fabulous interview show, who's next on the docket?
What's coming up for you?
I'm not sure yet. Today I did two. One with a local wrestler here, and the second one with YouTube. If this turns out well and people like it, we can go on with more.
That's
Great.
exciting.
I'd like to chat with mostly everybody that's an impersonator, so I can help them out. We can tell them where they're, tell them about the shows. They can tell us about themselves. I think it'll be pretty cool, especially
Aw.
during this time.
Very cool.
Carolyn, maybe we can get you on, or
Hey!
whoever else is on. Yeah.
We can do the round robin. So I'll be Gaga next, and then you can be, or or Cruella DeVille. John Musacchio will show up trying to do a cooking show.
I'll come on as Jessica Jones and just drink.
I love it. John Musacchio should come on that show.
Yeah.
He says Marilyn can sing to Trump.
No thanks.
Oh boy.
Actually, you've done that.
I have done
summers
it.
ago.
Impersonators, though, other impersonators. I can't help it. I'm Canadian. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't even like watching impersonators. Bruce Adele, though, was incredible. He was so funny. He's one of the best I've ever seen.
He was good, but he was really short, though. The platform shoes.
And then he wore like 5-inch platform heels, and he put a pillow down the front of his pants. Like he was really good.
He's like a mini Trump.
He had the orange line.
Oh,
Like he did it in a way that was like super exaggerated, but also like really accurate.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
He can do Prince if he's that short with his platforms.
Yeah, okay. Carolyn, we'll go on your time.
Caroline's on my show sometimes. She's like, it's 4 a.m. I should probably go to bed.
Party animal. She could party us all under the table.
I'd like to try. I'd like to get a fighting chance at that.
All right.
Girl, next time we're all together, we're gonna party.
Are you doing Sunburst? Is that happening?
We don't know Sunburst is happening.
I don't have a job.
Ew.
I can't afford to leave my house. It's not that I'm not allowed to leave my house. I can't afford to leave my house.
I know. Well, I know that.
Hopefully the real awards in February. If everything's sort of back to normal.
I should try to plan on that too. Or like eventually do it in case there's another, I don't know, attack of a locust or something.
Killer blowfish.
My prediction for June is lava tornadoes.
Lava tornadoes, yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Flying alligators.
I like how like aliens landed and nobody even cared.
Yeah, it's like old news. People are like, yeah, whatever.
Like, we're here to take the planet. We're like, great.
Please take it, because I'm done with this crap.
I don't have time for that. I need a haircut. I need my haircut. Come on, open salons. This is more important. People.
Well, wasn't it recently that the government finally said, yes, there's, extraterrestrials and all this stuff?
Yeah, they released footage of UFOs and nobody cared.
Carolyn, she'd love to come out, but not sure if they can fly from UK yet.
Yeah.
Right? We're all stuck for at least until 2021, I think.
Yeah.
This year.
I'm pretty sure like half the government's like shape-shifting reptilians or something.
Oh, Illuminati confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed.
How else can you not be how can you look this great and not be a reptilian? I'm fantastic. Look at my hair. It's great.
Have you ever seen Kellyanne Conway? She looks like a reptilian. But like, yeah.
Yeah.
What does a reptilian look like?
Yeah, that's really cute though. You kind of look like a turtle. That's cute. Aw.
2 different reactions for that.
I want to put you on a leash and show you off to my neighbors.
Oh, damn. All right.
Wait, what kind of show is this again?
That's like a regular Saturday night before COVID-19 happened.
Oh.
Just saying. TMI, I'm sorry.
Well, all right. I should probably have dinner and get ready for COVID-okie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got 15 minutes,
Maybe
so
I'll
you might
just,
start a
maybe
bit
I'll
late.
just do Barbara, maybe I'll just, I don't know.
I love that wig. I have
It's
a
a great
picture
wig.
tonight, and you're wearing that wig.
I wore this at Sunburst when I did my 70s Stars Born and all my little tribute.
Yeah.
My Enough is Enough.
I love that song.
Oh, we could do that. Can you do Celine Dion? Can we do Tell Him?
Oh, I cannot sing Celine Dion.
Oh.
I'm an alto.
Can you do Barbara then? And I'll do Celine Dion?
All right.
Okay.
What's it called?
Tell Him.
Tell him. Okay.
Tell him.
Write it down. Tell him. Oh, and what was the other? Movie reviews.
Movie reviews. So what's our first movie? Like, should we watch the movie and then come back and review the movie?
Yeah.
Yes, it's on my personal.
It's like a book club. Like, we'll watch the same movie and we'll come back and talk about it.
You know what I need to do? I'm gonna, because of this, Eve. So you can do this. Maybe I'll do Covidoki tonight on this format because I can do green screen, right? I should be able to, right?
You should be able to, yeah.
I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna put a link up on my personal Facebook and my Melody Mendes Music Facebook.
Yeah, well, I would do your show first as is, and then once you get used to StreamYard and figure out how it works, then you can do it.
No, I'm just gonna jump in. I'm just gonna dive. I'm not the type. I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, let you go.
I'm gonna crash and burn and figure it out.
Yeah. It seems like this is the first time I've used this platform, but it seems pretty straightforward.
Oh yeah.
It is pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think, what should I eat? I'm gonna give it a protein bar so I can rush to my Covidoki show.
Well, Melody, this one's for you. Eve, she's been following us for the last hour or so. It says, Covidoki, can we watch?
Yep. My private first, my Facebook page. I really should make it more public. I'm going to work on this.
I've got this page that I created called Quarantine and Bored. Kat always puts her shows on there or advertises it. It's for any of my entertainer friends that want to put it out there, and then people can tune in and watch.
Okay, I'm going to put the link on there tonight, and it'll be 9:00 Central. So if you're Eastern, it's an hour later. If you're West, Mountain? What is 2 hours? I don't know.
Oh, I forgot. It's 7:47 at your time, right? This is like you're an hour.
Oh, yeah, it's
behind me.
47 here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On the West
Coast. I thought you only had like 15 minutes left.
So Eve, I'm gonna put it on. So Steve, would you be able to send me the link to that page, your COVID
quarantine board?
Quarantine and bored. Let's create it for people that were quarantined and bored.
Yeah. I haven't been bored yet. Do I have a problem?
No, you've been too busy entertaining us. You're freaking fantastic.
I'm like a workaholic. Give me the COVID. I'll kill it. I can't get COVID. I'm too busy.
I can't get sick right now.
I can't get sick right now. I don't have time.
I got time for sick. Okay, yeah. Gotta sing.
All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Peace out, homies.
All right.
See you later.
I'll see you.
Thanks a lot. So check out both these ladies online.
It's like butter, but better.
I can't believe it's not better.
I can't believe it's not Barbara. It's like butter, but better.
How is that not your tagline?